how this SAP started. So what's relevance? I don't know how much you know about it, but I'll just give you a quick overview. So here we SAP, it is SAP stands for SAP Systems, Applications, and Products for Data Processing.
Okay.
And some people call it SAP. It is not the SAP, it is SAP. So this is the German software. It is developed by five IBM engineers, and it's been
Okay.
into the market for since 1972. So pretty much old,
Okay.
and also it is having the major, you can just say, hold in the SAP for the ERP like software. So
Okay.
here we just use the system. It is called SAP ECC system. So here we have the
Yes.
version. It is ECC 6.0 version. So ECC stands for ERP Central Component.
This is the started version or this is a current version now?
I am coming to that. Okay. So here ERP stands for this 6.0. So this was developed in 2004. So after that
Okay.
they just made some enhancements. So here you can just see like it started from EHP 1, then EHP 2, then 3, 4. Okay, then 5, then 6, then latest is EHP 7. Okay, and after that we
Okay.
have the new functionality or new data platform that is called SAP HANA. But for the HANA, you have to
Okay.
learn SAP EC 6.0 first, okay? Because the base
Okay.
is that only. Now, there are some changes in the HANA, but for that you need a experience of 4 to 5 years. So you should have the already some ECC experience should be with you, okay? Then you will be able to learn it because there are
Yes.
advanced level things which you will not be able to comprehend. So here ERP, we all know that it is the enterprise resource planning, but
Yes.
here we know that in any company we have the function, and for every function, SAP Germany has just created the module. For example, like you have from finance or accounting background, so
Okay.
the most relevant module we have for this FI or this finance and accounting, it is SAP FI. If somebody is from the
Okay.
costing background, we have the module called SAP Controlling CO. Then likewise, if somebody is having a purchase experience of purchase, he is in the purchase department, so he can go with
Okay.
SAP MM, that is called the material management. Likewise, we have
Okay.
for production, it is SAP PP. Then we have
Okay.
human resource. Then we have HR and
Okay.
sales. We have sales. So these are the functional module. Likewise, you will have many functional modules. Now, S&D, sales and distribution. Now, here these are the functional modules, and a consultant, like the consultant who would be working on these or who would be having the hands-on on the functional module. So he's called functional consultant. He's called functional consultant. Now
Okay.
in the
Yes.
SAP, you will also have the technical consultant. So here we have the technical consultant also in our team, and how they would be like contributing. So they would be just assisting from the development side. So these are the develop no, these people are developers. So for example, if we have somebody is coming from the programming background, so he may go for SAP ABAP program, ABAP module we have,
Okay.
yeah, advanced business application programming. Likewise, we have for networking, we call it SAP module name is SAP basis module. Okay, so likewise, these are technical module, and
Okay.
this is how we can
So
have the,
those are the technical model, huh?
yeah,
ABAP basis
correct.
or the technical model.
Yes. So here we have the
Okay.
technical modules, and the consultant who would be doing these hands-on on these modules. So these are called the technical consultant. Now, after doing all these things, so when you are going to like search for the job, so both technical, SAP technical and SAP functional, both will just fall under the SAP like in the sector IT sector only. Like you will have the
Okay.
opening under the information technology IT sector only. Now, having said this, so we know that we have so many ERPs in the market, like we have the JD Edward, we have Baan, we have Oracle, but SAP is having the more edge over the other because it's been into the market since 1972, and major like 60% companies are using this SAP. So top 100 companies, if we just call it Fortune 100 companies, so in these
Okay.
companies we have 70% SAP, and if we just have the top Fortune 500 companies, there you will find 60 or 50% this SAP software as a ERP, that is used as a ERP. So that is the reason you will
Okay.
have more and more opening with the way some other software like the JD Edward or some other ERPs we have. Now,
Okay.
here in the SAP, you will find two types of role. First is the end user role, or we also call front end. It is a called end user or front end.
Front end. Okay.
Okay. So, so what is the like? This is I think presently you are performing like a end user only. So end user, what are the jobs we have under the end user? So for example, here he needs to perform day-to-day business activities like what? Like posting of data, entry the data, generating the reports, creating the master data, creating the master data means creating the accounts. Okay, so these are the jobs which are to be done by the front end user or end
Front
user.
end.
Now here, or we call it business user. So we also have the SAP in the SAP consultant. Now he is called developer, and he needs to configure and customize this SAP software according to the requirement of his client. So you know that this is the single software where we have some most of the like things are standard, but again up to the requirement of the client, if we can just do some customization also, which will just fulfill his requirement. But this thing you will just find in every company. Like this software will just work in every company across the countries we use it, across the sectors we use it, and at the same time we know that every country has its own accounting standard or following their any particular accounting standard, and also within the sector we have so many like different business processes we have, so there are so many gaps. So we'll be able to bridge this gap with the help of this configuration and customization which a SAP consultant will do. So that is the reason we have a role of a consultant in this SAP. So,
Okay.
so here what the SAP consultant is expected. So he needs to like support his client what his client wants, and accordingly he will be able to deliver it. So like I am your consultant, so you are in a company, so the software has been implemented in your company, or it is going to get implemented in the company. Now what are the do's and don'ts, or what are how the planning will be done to get it implemented, and post implementation what are the things to be done. So that is to that these things are to be done by the SAP consultant. So here it is, we call for this a system landscape, which we need to know system landscape, and we also called SAP architecture. Now, what is this SAP architecture? So you might have heard about SAP R3 architecture. Now, what under this SAP R3 architecture you will have? So R stands for real time, and 3 stands for 3 tiers or clients or a system to just make it simple. So here it is saying that we will have 3 clients. What are the 3 clients? First would be your development client. Second is your testing, or we call it quality client, and third is your production client. For example, in your company, SAP is going to get implemented, or SAP is already is there. So you want some new enhancement to be done. So for that you will have some requirement. So what you will say? So your real data would be on the production system or production client. So here we have development, quality and production client. So where you will have your real-time data like we have the general ledger account or GL. So this GL data you will be keeping or you will have this data in the production client. Now SAP Germany doesn't permit anybody to work on the production client directly because this is the sensitive data we have. So this is not the data which we need to just which we can just correct if we remove it. So and also like if we need to just create a new thing, so that new thing may disturb the existing process or may just give some error to the existing process. So due to this reason, since we have the live data here, since we have the live data, so that data would be the vendor, customer, or your business partner, or asset data, or any type of data we have. So if you are going to create any new thing, so that new thing may give any negative impact. To avoid it, what we do, we just create that new thing in the development system. So this development system is the system or the client which is to be used by the SAP consultant only. So SAP consultant would be having the access for this development client. Business user will not have the access for the development client. So whatever, let's say you are my client, so you just ask me to create a new plant. So the plant doesn't exist in the present system on which you are working, and that is the production system. Now you want me to create a new plant. So what I will be doing, I will be getting it created or I will be just creating in the development client, and post creation I will also do some testing, and after the testing if the result is okay, then I will just share with you, and I will just move the data to the quality client. Why? Because you will not have the access for the development client. You will have the access for the quality and production client. So this quality data is just not it's a just like the data which we have across these three clients. So this is the you can just say a replica of the data we have, but the most recent data you will find on the production client. Most recent data you will find on the production client. You will have the same data on the quality also, but the data would be only for the display purpose. You can't make any changes in that, or as a consultant also we can't make any changes here. Now if you want to make the changes or edit or anything new you want to do, so all these things are possible in the development. So from the development we can just move that new change or the override that data to the through this quality, where we'll be able to display it. And after that we can move the data to the production, where you will be able to use that new plant which was not earlier in the system. Okay, this is how we can just make a use of SAP R3 client or our SAP R3 architecture. Is it clear to you?
Yes, clear, clear.
Now here we have the ASAP methodology. ASAP methodology. What is this ASAP methodology and how it is used in the SAP, and what's the relevance? So here ASAP methodology means accelerated accelerated SAP methodology. So through this
Okay.
we can just get the SAP implemented, SAP software implemented in any of the companies. So SAP Germany has just laid down the process which is to be followed across the country, companies or or the groups where the SAP software is to be needs to be implemented. So for that we have 5 steps which we need to just follow. What are these 5 steps? First is the project preparation, project preparation. Then we have the blueprints. Then we have the realization phase, blueprint, business blueprint we call it. Then we have realization phase. Then we have final project preparation, final project preparation, and we have go live and then support. So these are the 5 steps which we will just follow if any implementation is there or if implementation has already been done. So in that particular project or in that particular company, these 5 steps would have been followed or would have been used by the IT company or used by the software or used by the like consultant who has done the implementation. So here, if we just talk about the FICO only, because we'll be primarily focusing on SAP FICO. So this was the basic information about the SAP. Now come to the FICO only. So in the FICO, I'll just come FI. I'll just take the FI first. So what are the main module we'll be covering under, or the main component we will be covering under this SAP FI? So we have main the GL accounting or general ledger accounting. Then we have the account payable and account receivable accounting. So this we use for our business partner. We call it vendor customer. It will just give us the information like this ARAP will give us the information at any given point of time. What's our receivable payable? Then we have the third component as asset accounting. So here this with this GL accounting, we can come to know the income and expenditure information, income and expenditure information for a company code or legal entity. With the help of APAR, we can come to know the sundry creditor and sundry debtor position. And with the help of this asset accounting, we can find out the fixed asset, the position of the fixed asset of the company. Because for every company, we need to just maintain the assets, and these assets are to be shown in the balance sheet. So, what are their actual value? We can ensure that the actual values we can just make a part of that balance sheet. So this is what we'll be focusing on, and after that we'll have the SAP CO controlling, or we can have the other topics like these topics come under the SAP FI only. Like we have the new general ledger accounting, new GL accounting. Then we have, as I just shared with you, we have other modules also. So we will also find the integration of FI module with the other module like the controlling, like the material management and sales and distribution. Then, and we have the production planning also. We can also learn the integration of FI with these modules. Then we have the document splitting. So how we can just split the document, what is the relevance of this? Then we just talk about the SAP controlling. What is the SAP controlling or CO? And under this we will have the component like the cost center component, cost center accounting, cost element accounting. Then we have profit center accounting. Then we have internal order accounting, and we have the product costing, product costing accounting. So these are the areas we'll be having during the training. Now, how we'll be doing the training? So here I will just you will also have the access to the system. So here this is the SAP logon. So you need to just use the system for practice. So what is this? It's just a real time or replica of the real time system, because the real time system we can't buy, or it is this is the licensed software we have. So this is the system, IDES system, which we majorly use for the training and education purpose. So you can just see here we have the IDES data on this, and ECC 6.0 EHP6 version. This is the version we'll be using. Now to work on any system, we know that we need to just use some ID password. So here ID password would be shared by 17 letters. Now by default, when you will just say log in the system will just take you to this screen that is called the SAP EasyX screen. So this screen is used by end user or by consultant. By this screen is used by both end user as well as consultant, because end user can just do his day-to-day activities, whereas the consultant can do his testing. If any testing is to be done on in this system, so we can just refer to the SAP EasyX screen. For example, if posting to be done to find out if any GL or any GL is having any issue, so we can just figure out with the help of doing the testing. So for the testing, we can just need the screen where we can input the data. To get that to get that screen, we need to just either go through the navigation. This is called the navigation, which I have just shown, like I have just shown you. So here you can just see we need to drill down. So here I will just drill down. So I need to just go to the financial accounting, then general ledger accounting. Then here you will have the option through which you will be able to get the screen. For example, if I want to post the entry under general data, so here you can just see this is screen through which you will be able to enter the data. For example, here we need to just enter it is today's date, and date is 28th of January 2018. Then we have the company code as let it be 1044. Then we have the currency as USD. We have the account, so let's have the account as 200 300. Enter. So it is saying that October entry is there, so let's have it 28th of January, and amount is, let's say, 88,000. Business area 1044, being rent to cash account. Amount is asterisk, text is plus, and overview the entry, save. So this is how a end user can just do his posting. But to get this entry posted, we need to just maintain the data. So as a consultant, we'll just maintain the data from start to end. Like we will follow a full life cycle experience through a project or a assignment which we'll be working on. First, I will do that assignment parallelly. You will be also doing it. So you will just follow me. I will also give you the practice material through which you will be able to like do the practice. And first, I will just show you how to configure it. So later, when you are offline, so you can just do the practice. So the more you will practice, the more thing you will learn. Less you will try practice, less thing you will learn. So our major focus would be on the like practical thing rather than theory. So yes, I will also give you like a good amount of data for theory data. I will just share with you, and during the class before just taking that topic, so we'll just go through the theory first, and then we will just see the practical side. So here to work on this system, we need to know about the like SPRO. What is this SPRO? It is also called SPRO. So this will just take you to the consultant screen. We call it IMG screen also, implementation guide. And here, if you want to work as a consultant, so we need to just do the configuration. Where I can just do that configuration. For that, we have been given the areas. Like here, you can just see for the FICO consultant, we have the area called financial accounting. Same way, we have for the CO, it is controlling. Then for the sales and distribution, we have SD. Then plant management, logistics, and so on and so forth. Now, for example, those things which are above the module, so those things you need to just maintain at a enterprise structure level, at a enterprise or at a group level. So you need to just define any new object or any other thing so that you will be able to create it through this navigation. Now, if you just see, the system is just showing you two icons for every step we have, whether that is to create the company code or business area. So first is just regarding the introduction. It will just give you the theory information, whereas second we can use for the configuration. If you want to create anything new, you can just click on this, and you will be able to do it. Why? Because the system will just give you the screen, so you can just change the screen. Because if the screen is like if the screen is it is here, if there is no entry there, so which means that you will not be able to add any new data. Or here you can just see we have already 351 legal entities or companies in the system. You want to add the new one, you can just also create. So here we are just talking about the groups, so we can also add the 350 more than 351 groups. So 351 groups are have already been added. So for that, you can just click on the new entry, and then this is the detail. So for example, for this file or for this code HMT, you want to find out the information, go to the menu detail. So here, go to the detail. This is detail button. This is detail button, and this is change button. This is the copy, then delete. Then we have the we can just go to the we can just go back and we can just create the company code. So before just creating it, we need to also see the config. So here I'll be just sharing with the config data. So as I just shared with you, we'll be focusing on the account payable, receivable accounting, GL accounting. But before doing any main module, so we need to have the a good hands-on on the organization structure, on the enterprise structure, which we'll be creating for the company. So for that, we need to go through the basic settings, which will take 2 days. So I'll just send you this data, or I will just send you the Senthil, and Senthil will just send you. So here we will just go through the here we have the PPT. So I'll just walk you through the PPT. So what are their relevance? Then we'll just start doing the configuration. So this is the config material. You will be able to find it. Now for every config, you have been given the steps and what you are expected from. So first, I will just do it. I will do this step. You can just note down. You can just take the print. You can also take out the printout, the material which I have just shared with you, and you can just after printing the after just taking the notes, you can just write the steps which I'll be doing during the class, and this way you will be able to prepare the notes. And after the class or when you are offline, you can just do the practice through those notes. Okay. So this is the how we'll be having this training. Okay. Now this basic
Okay,
setting,
Nikhil.
we will be focusing first on the basic setting, which will take 2 days. Okay, and I have also started a batch at 8 o'clock morning time. So I will just send you, or the central will just send you the link for that. So you can also be part of that batch. So we have just this is the 2 days old batch only.